Beat them senseless.
You and me and you, we gonna throw down. That's right, we gonna get serious.
You can run, but you can't hide.
It's time for the Fuller Broadcast with your host, Jeff Fuller.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fuller Broadcast 24/7 Sports News, live interviews, and media coverage. Before I start going interview my host here, and doing the interview here, I want to give a shout out to Reggie Burnett Jr. for winning the title last night at 135 weight class. You did awesome, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I am so proud of you representing 757. Woo! I'm from there. So before we start talking to JT, he's going to talk about more at the beginning about what it's like to have a second chance. You know, there's guys, women that just got out of prison and trying to make a second chance in their life. Some don't make it. Some actually take that second chance and make it. So all of us are really struggling still of what's going on around the world right now. We got personal things that really hits us really hard and takes us down, but we go back up. We keep pushing and keep going. So here's JT Savage. He's TeamSavage, got his own gym. He's an Emmy fighter. He also fights at Streetbeefs. So we're going to talk to him right now and say, hey, man, welcome to my show.
Yeah, it's been a minute since I've been on here, and man, it's been some progress. Had a 1-year-old baby. She is an absolute savage for real, right? So after Jaden went and fought for Vigilant, I did too. I didn't do so well. He did pretty good, and behind that we had a couple little events. I hold smoker fights, right, for my guys because I've got actual students now I teach, right? I got to start teaching, so I got students now and with the gym every day. You know what I mean? So Jaden, in his fight, I realized that maybe I wasn't doing what I should as far as like letting him spar, getting any smokers, anything like that. So I started holding little smoker events down here at Legacy Performance Center, right? That's the gym I teach out of. Joey Drew, shouts out to him at Legacy, him and a number of other sponsors, and it has gotten a lot bigger than I thought it would. You know, we did 1 or 2 little events, and they were okay, but I mean, I gave them the real experience. They're in a boxing ring, they got an audience. You know, we feed them, we give them walkout music, face-offs, all that. So behind that gives them a real experience, and we had like 4 or 5 of them. Also, shout out to Joseph Thomas and the Hook Squad, the Streetbeefs fam, right? And they couldn't ever get to the yard. So when I got my son needed some work to get ready. Last time I fought at this event, I boxed at my own little smoker event, and I did all right. Brad Lee, 53 years old, also a Streetbeefs fighter. 53 years old, bro. Look, he called me, wanted to be part of my fight team, paid me $200 to fix my boxing ring, came and slept in my living room the night before. I'm talking about balls on this one. Goes in the next day, loses. I mean, I'm not going to lose my own thing. And then not only that, from that, go ahead.
So before you started training, fighting, you had like a personal issue, like you have a second chance in life to make yourself better and push yourself to get where you need to go today. What was it like for you to go through that struggle to get where you're at now?
Well, my whole life, I chose to see things a different way. I chose to follow. I didn't see myself as a follower, but I did. Whole life, I grew up in the projects, was an idiot and made mistakes. And never even seen no kind of foresight, never seen any wrong in anything I did. And about 15 years in prison in and out, this last time I got out, I couldn't see myself doing no more, man. I got tired of that bed. I got tired of all that. But I literally knew nothing else, man. Every time I got out, I just went right back to what I was good at. And potentially that's what the system does. It breeds statistics like I was. And the thing is, when you get out and it's hard, you can't find a job, everybody remembers who you were. It's very difficult to do anything but that. When it gets hard, you go for what you know because you've already been through what the worst is. It's not like the world can do anything else to you. But this time I tried something different. and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. We talked on interviews before about I met my wife. She made me straighten up. The opportunity I'm going to tell you about in a minute came out of nowhere, but it didn't come easy. The last couple months, right? I have went through more in my life. Even so, when I talked to you, I was still working for Train. I was still working for somebody else. So I was guaranteed work, but I wasn't going to go anywhere in life. Guaranteed I wasn't going to go where I wanted to go. So I took a leap, and it put me in more than one bad spot, man. Literally, I'm going to tell you right now, I give it all to God. Last 2 or 3 months, my lights got cut off like 9 times. No fault of my own. I was really trying, and we have tried so hard. And then now it's just a rush of support. And it's not going our way perfectly, but we've been through a whole lot to get where we're at, man. And we just got a lot of opportunity. But it did not come easy. Yeah.
It's just like it's like I have one of my friends that went to jail for something I can't discuss, but when he got out, when he had that second chance, man, he struggled so hard, really hard, and he took his life back in 1995. So he's, it's just like some of these guys that, want to change their life once they got out of prison. So what kind of examples do you can help these gentlemen? Do you think Street Beef is helping these fighters not focus on their past and help them push forward? Do you think Street Beef is helping?
Think about that. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Street Beefs. There's a bunch of other situations, but Street Beefs is what opened the door for me. At the end of the day, though, some of them that might not be good for them. You know what I mean? There's a lot of resources out there that a lot of people are not even aware of. Right? I was doing a community project, like I said, and there's people. A lot of they sell drugs, or they do all these things. Right? If you can sell drugs, right, you can run a store. You know what I mean? If you can run a gang, you can run a business. Truth be told, and there's a lot of resources out there, community resources that will help you. Right? The problem is when most people get out, they still see the world as it used to be. Right? I did this 4 times. It's my second chance. Listen, man, I did this 4 times. 4 times. How stupid you got to be, right? And the first time I did a lot of time, I did like 8 years or something, right? And behind that, over and over and over, it's like I couldn't get right. Because in there, literally, you do the day you go in, the day you come out. Because after a while, right, you get some semblance of routine, and nothing ever really changes in there. You know what I mean? So it's like you come out and you think it's the same. It's not, man. Cultural norms have changed. The way people look at you have changed, right? The first time I got out, somebody covered in tattoos, you better go for a construction job, right? You better cover up when you go in church and all this other. It's not like that now. The world is more tolerant, but still, it's more tolerant, but you can also get caught for some of the stuff you couldn't, right? So your whole mindset's got to change. I want to be different. I want to do this. Fine, cool. It's cool to say that, right? You want to have this show. I want to be a fighter. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen overnight. Right. And I got the opportunity with Street Beefs and a couple other places that really, 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 really helped me out. But at the end of the day, if I wouldn't have put that work into it, right, I had to go all the way to Virginia. Right. I had to go for this fight coming up. I had to go up here to this gym every single night. Right. These kids, these people I teach, they ask me advice about, they ask me for relationship advice. They ask me for, what would you do in this situation? You know what I would do? You don't want to know what I would do, because that's not what you need to do. But I have found, right, that my first mind is what I need to tell them not to do. The whole mindset of I want to change gets harder when you try to change and the whole world seems like it's against you. It's a true story.
So before we talk to the fun part about your fighting career and your son, fighters, anybody out there, if you got family members, including yourself, if you're struggling and it's hard for you to push forward, reach out to somebody. There's resources out there. There's people like JT. There's me. Just message us. We'll talk to you guys, man. I've been through it too, and I'm still going through it. It's a hard struggle for me for my health wise. So, but other stories like getting out of jail, trying to make a second chance. You guys don't think you're going to do it. or you got personal stuff, you can do it. Just reach out to somebody and get that help.
Yeah, not just that, not just can you do it. I like to interject right now, not just because you do it. There are people that not for funding and not because it makes them feel better and not because they really want to help, right? The program that took me and my wife, Vision 21 in Douglasville, Georgia. You know, I was 6 months past my release date. Nobody wanted me. I said my family wouldn't even let me here. But at the end of the day, these people took me in, right? It's a program you get 90 days. It's not free living. You have to, you have to go out and look for things. You have to take these classes, whatever. But compared to what you have on the street, which is nothing at all, they help you get your, maybe your ET start, help you look for jobs. If you don't have an email, the basic things you need these days, right? They help you get a phone, help you get clothing, and you got 90 days, right, to get back used to the world, because that's another big problem. You get out here and you're used to chow being at a certain time, right? The lights blink and you're eating, right? And it's crazy because then when the lights blink, your stomach hurt. You're used to going, having a little yard or playing cards or whatever, but you get in this stuck routine, right? Out here, there's not a routine. So these kind of places, right, these halfway houses and things, some of them are not what you're seeing. People are on drugs, whatever. Some of them are. Vision 21 in Douglasville, Georgia, right? Yeah. Run by Pastor Edward Ford. That's the one that saved me.
All right. Yeah. So, guys, just remember, reach out to somebody if you need some help. So here's the fun part. We're going to talk about JT.
Fun part. Yeah. Finally got my camera where it's not bouncing around. Yeah. Yeah.
So what you got planned right now, man? What you got going on? The training, the fight coming up? What do you got?
Not even a plan. It's something that fell in my lap. It's not even a plan, really. I've been pushing my son, right? Because at the end of the day, dude, I had all the chances in the world to do the right thing. I just couldn't get right? So whatever. I feel like I gave away most of my life. So hey, I was gonna do better for him. This camera, man. So here I am. I was doing better for him. I was trying to get him fights, Vigilant MMA. No matter how they ended up turning out, Brandon Lee give us some good opportunities. We got on Fight TV. It was good. But then it was like a standstill, right? Like, right before you get a big blessing, there's a standstill. There's a eye of the storm. Nothing seems like it's going right. That's exactly when you are doing the right thing. So I'm trying all I can to get it right. And I was just about to give up. Every fight I locked into fell apart. People pulled out. I even tried to go to a pop-up down here in Florida. Nothing. They had to redirect it. So it's a bunch of crap, right? And then I had the event. It fell apart. Halfway through, the bathroom stopped working. It was just, yeah. But I got some new friends. Now, behind that, I got two new sponsors. One of them's actually a church, Locks Creek Church in Mount Vernon, Georgia. And an explicit attire that they make my clothes. I'll be sending you some clothes from. I know I done jumped through a couple of them, but yeah. But out of nowhere, I've been putting my own thing in for fights, sign ups, things like that. I didn't really put in for this one. Island Fights in Florida, big thing. Really, it's a pro level situation, man. Like 10,000 people in there. It's huge. Probably gonna throw up a little bit before I go in, but it's awesome. My favorite boxer in the world, Roy Jones Jr. boxed at last. That's his last boxing match, right? So I'm gonna be in that ring, and it's awesome. A lot of guys, that on the Streetbeefs page, a lot of guys that I know were like independent fighters. They went there, and I'm fighting Jackson Cooley. I don't know. I think he's a debut. I'm boxing him though. Boxing. Said I was gonna do boxing. I'm doing boxing. So I think his coach just made it to the BKFC and won his pro debut, and it's gonna be a banger, man. Yeah, 10-ounce gloves. Got like 5 or 6 days. I've been killing myself in the gym. I got
give everybody an idea what TeamSavage is all about. I want you to get your gym built up more with more fighters to come to your gym, and because what's your location?
All right. Where I teach at right now is in Lyons, Georgia. It's called Legacy Performance Center. I don't know that it will forever be there, right? But as of right now, I'm partner Joey Drew and me. He owns the gym. He lets me teach out of it. I run that part of the gym, and it's a good situation. We got a boxing ring. We got everything we need to turn you into a savage, right? And the most important thing about this whole situation, Team Savage FC, whatever, this only came from me trying to give my son a life I didn't have, right? Like I got out and I fought, right? JT Savage, whatever. Got the million views on accident. That was a crap fight, right? But it sparked my love for it again, right? It sparked my love for it, and it got me and Junior. It got me and my son a better link, dude. And he's gotten, look, man, I'm telling you, and I'll call him in here in a minute. He is just a prime example of why he used to get in trouble. He's cocky, he's confident. I gave him his confidence through combat. And I want to do that for everybody else. We have a couple new students, man, and every one of my students, right, are anomalies. Every one of them are people nobody didn't want there. They have childhood trauma. They have all these problems. One of them's, like I said, it's a 53-year-old dude that was trying to find himself. Brad Leet, right, a Streetbeefs fighter. And we're comfortable there. That's our sanctuary, right? Anybody that wants to go there, we don't just offer the training, right? Boxing, kickboxing, whatever. We work out together, right? I offer some like mentorships, right? I got different resources that are connected with my gym and my company that I'm able to help me release inmates and anybody else that wants it. I got an EIN number, right? I've got all kind of things I can do to help you. I've got if you are interested in starting a business, I'm actually doing a let's see where it's at. I'm actually doing a community program right here, Unity, in our community, where I present all kind of things, little known things you can do, right? From how to build an LLC, right? After you have an LLC, yeah, you want to go get business credit. What about a DUNS number? Yeah, what about tier 2 and tier 1 net 30 programs? You don't know about all these, right? What about business credit bureaus? What about all these things, man, that can take your street life, right, or whatever you was before you got out, and turn it into something, right? For real. Let me see what I got right here. Actually, for this one, I took notes. I usually don't.
So
I just kind of, yeah.
Are you willing to travel to any Emmy fights around the states, like West Coast, East Coast, or something? If I could get you hooked up with the Emmy fight anywhere.
Listen, here's how this is, right? Not just me, but my son, because we're a team. I got my son, me, and a couple other guys. I'll fight anybody, anywhere. It doesn't even matter, right? If I go pro, if I don't, that's fine. I'll fight the fight. Yeah, but I also fight to show them what we got. You know what I mean? I'm an anomaly myself. I'm 36 years old, and I walk kids. I walk 20, 24-year-old kids. You know what I mean? The last couple fights, I didn't train right. That was on me, but we have a right at full pro program now, man, and it's awesome. I'm willing to go wherever. If they're willing to let me fight, I'm willing to go wherever. If I go pro, like I said, it doesn't really matter, because at the end of the day, it's my teaching that's going to push. But my love for it, yeah, I'll push up wherever you got, I'll go.
So we have ISKA out here, International Kickboxing, which I believe they only have Emmy fights out here with Richard out in Prescott. So I think I give you your info and let him talk to him for a few, because I try to get you in a fight, but I think you already have one set up.
Yeah, we have one set up with Vision in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there will be some promoters and managers watching this video. I mean, if you want to tell them something right now, what you could do for their promotion and card, are you ready to come there to bang?
Well, look,
you're made of, you know.
Listen. I tell you what, as far as me as a fighter, look, I can tell you all day what I can do or whatever. Look, I'm in fight 73, right? In 6 days, Friday I'll be in Florida, Pensacola. Weigh-ins, it's gonna be all, they'll have Facebook Live. It's Dean Tools promotion, and you're gonna see me on the big stage fighting, or at least boxing, right? After that, I mean, it is what it is. I have no more to say. You know what I mean? I have a Facebook page, the TeamSavage Fight Club page. I have a YouTube page. I have all these other things. I also have a podcast myself. But telling you is one thing. I'm gonna show you. I'm not even worried about it. I think it's July 20. Yeah. 6 days from now, right? Thursdays, I'll be at weigh-in. I'll be at weigh-ins Thursdays. I got down to 135. I'm pretty big 135, but it'll be fine.
I know a bunch of people at 135, especially my bro Anthony Prater, the 135.
Yeah. Hey, I've seen him. I've seen him work. Yeah, like I said, but I ended up being a big 135 because I was fighting at 145, but I forgot that when I went in at 145 and I weighed in at 145, I was a natural 145. These guys are at 145, but the next day they're 165. Yeah. So I ended up dropping to 135 now. For this one, I'm like 140, 145 right now. But yeah, Thursday, I'll be 135. Friday, I'll be a winner. That's it. That's all there is to it. Yeah. And then after that, they can pull up whenever they want. But this is my first boxing match like ever. It's something I've never done. So we're down to box, kickbox, whatever. I give these guys confidence through combat, right? They go through all kind of things in life, right? I got a young lady, 20 years old. She just, truth be told, she got a hold of me trying to figure out what to do with herself because she didn't want to get in any trouble. I got a young man that's got a beautiful story, right? Brandon Schultz, he ain't cussed in 3 years. Perfect Christian. Man, listen, he will knock your head off. You hear me? He just started boxing with us, and it's not been long. And he is he's a savage. I'm telling you. He absolutely is. All my students are ready to ride, right? We have events. I'm going to be uploading the fights. But even our little smoker fights, man, I got kids that nobody else wanted in the world to do anything, much less fight. They didn't even think they could do it, right? I don't know what it is, man, but we breed killers, bro. We breed killers, and we're coming from whoever.
All right. So before we get up here, I've been I've been helping you, JT Savage, all the other fighters out there, and I'm happy to be able to sponsor you guys, help you guys, get known. I know I'm a little talk show host, but I try to help you guys get your name out there. Everybody out there needs a second chance. That's why I help most of the MMA. So all the MMA fighters I know, 3 or 4 are more pro now. And I believe
on them, pro. Yeah.
I know like everybody say people that got out of jail or prison don't deserve a second chance because they deserve that crap. What I tell them is it depends what they did. I'm not going to offend them.
First of all, hey, if I can stop you right there. First of all, I know people right now, right, that would give their life for the shirt off their back for you, and they're in prison for the rest of their lives, right? But that's just for one mistake, right? Most of these people, they say they don't deserve to be out. They go back, they go for like 1 or 2 years. They don't feel any consequence, right? They gang up, they grab a pipe, whatever. They click up with somebody else, so their time isn't hard. So they come out like that. If you stand up and you do your time, everybody, I had 4 chances. I mean, second chance, man. I didn't get it right for 4 chances, right? But if God has a purpose for you, can't nobody stop it, man. And on top of that, you have no idea how many regular people that's never gotten any trouble, right? At all. Like not even a little bit. And they won't work a job for 3 or 4 days. They won't do anything more than what they think is going to be the easy move. They'll ride off the food stamp, they'll do whatever. They'll do nothing at all. And they think the world owns them everything. I know people right now, it is a proven fact. This is statistical now, right? Newly released convicts will work harder. There's a federal bonding program for this reason, right? If you get out and you put in for a job, that's also another resource for newly released convicted felons if they don't know it. People will pay you. They pay these places to hire you. Man, you get insurance. They get insurance to hire you, right? They do. They get some kind of tax write-off. I think it's $200 or something for so many hours you're working. But what I'm saying, they get paid because you will work harder, right? They don't have anything. They have accident insurance for you as a convicted felon, right? There's no excuse that you can't get a job. But for people that think, for whatever reason, convicted felons or people that get in trouble aren't worth it. Nelson Mandela was a prisoner of war. All these other people that get out of prison, right, and do great things with themselves. One of the other people, a woman in Atlanta, my wife was in prison with, right? Anita Tucker, I think on Instagram, and she's Tika the Truth, right? Antika, that's her name. She's got a barbershop. She's well connected in Atlanta. She wrote books, Atlanta icons, big thing. She's got TV shows, right? And she went to prison 2 or 3 times, long sentences in Alto State Prison, right? They're going to be cutting my hair this week, right? On a sponsorship. She does people's credit. She helps them. Antika Tucker out there, Tika the Truth on Instagram, right? She literally is an ex-convict that makes her business helping ex-convicts, right? That's something I can only aspire to do. And she's been 2 or 3 times, man. So before anyone, goes out to try to judge somebody, I'm so sorry about this camera. I've got it set up on the thing and it's doing this. I don't know. But anyway, people that make mistakes. If you're a religious person, it doesn't even matter. I'm not really one religion. I'm all about God, right? Lost Creek Church, awesome. At the end of the day, in every religious manuscript, right, or however you want to put it, every single person, Muhammad, right? Muhammad was cast out. Jesus Christ was cast out. Paul in the Bible, everything he wrote, every one of his stories, right, were prison stories. Ecclesiastes, all those were prison letters, right? Because his own people wanted to kill him. Not one person in any one of those manuscripts, in any bit of history, right, was born a rich kid with everything in their hands, right, that never struggled at all, or it was a rich person that struggled, lost everything, whatever, and they become heroes. They become almost divine in what they could do, right? And that's because they had to work to it, right? I'll leave you with this one right here. Even in that book, if we want to do all that, like, you know, the Israelites, whatever, and that story's in a bunch of different religious manuscripts. They could have just went right here to the promised land, no problem. But they didn't. They went all the way around. You know why? In that part of that Bible, right, it says that they look like fighters, they look like warriors. But truth be told, if they got caught with that fight, they'd have turned back right then, right? Because those struggles make us a man. After so many years, you know, in the wilderness, fighting off God knows what, watching the people die. When they got to the other side, they were ready. They were ready for war. I went to 2 or 3 years. This is pushing actually on soon to be 5 years, right, that I have went through absolute hell. Even when I'm doing the right thing, right, I'm fighting with myself and who I used to be. So it has been a drag out. But here we finally are, made it. And I give that all to God. Yeah, or at least the positive willpower I had from whatever higher power to keep me moving, man. And everybody in the prisons, they give you Qurans, they give you Bibles in prison, right? They give you positive thinking in prison and programs to help you when you get out. But when you get out here, these people are programmed, normal people are programmed to think somebody's mistake is only their mistake forever. And that's not right.
All right. Yeah, man. All that's true. What you talked about. I mean, I wish, just remember that. Hang on.
Yeah. Kids. Yeah.
That's what happens when you got 5 kids. But man, I gotta do what I gotta do for my show. You know.
2 of them. 2 of them. I don't know how you do it.
I want you to tell every promoter out there and managers you're coming and you're going to be ready if they need somebody last minute. You know, fighter, whatever. You're ready. So
yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, JT Savage, I'm a head instructor, right? And the very first fighter, TeamSavage FC. It's named after me, and we're coming, dude. Look, I ain't got to worry about it. Telling you, like I said, I'm willing to fight. Low work ready. All my fighters ready. Medicals on deck, right? We train 6 days a week. I'm mad because we got to get off on Sunday, man. But, I mean, I got to have a rest day. And at the end of the day, me and Junior, there's my son. He just walked back there. Ready to ride, man. He's 16 years old. He's fought 2 grown men. He fights grown men every single month in my events. There's no fear here, right? Because at the end of the day, this is my legacy, right? In 20 years, my kids ain't got to do this. My daughter never know we struggle, right? But it's not going to be because it got given to us. We literally fought for it, right? Every single day, man, we run 6 miles a day. We put it in hours and hours and hours. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning before we even get home, right? We put Junior on virtual just so we can train and travel. Everybody's here trained to go. All of my students, Jaden, I'm talking about it. Yeah, he's a knockdown to 145 now, dude. And he'll kick through that wall. No joke. But our willingness to fight doesn't mean we can. So if you want to see what we're about, man, listen, in 6 days, like I said, 6 days, right? 5, catch me weighing in, right? And 6, just get ready. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I'm not going to say I'm going to beat him to death. I'm just going to say, I'm not going to say what a man can't do. I'm just going to say it ain't going to be as sweet as he thinks. True story.
Yep. So, all right, everybody, you heard JT Savage from the beginning and to the end. He's a fighter. He's one of those guys that I actually knew him for a few years, I believe, maybe. Yeah.
A couple years.
I've been backing him up. You know, he's been in Streetbeefs and everything. I'm so proud of what he has accomplished so far. He's made. We're all still struggling. We're still trying to get where we need to go, but we're getting there. So I appreciate you, man.
Nothing. Hey, don't even worry about where you're going. Worry about the journey. If you learn to enjoy the journey, then by the time you get there, it's that much more appreciation. And like I said, everybody, I'm sorry for this camera. It's I had it hooked up on this thing, man. We done got all kind of things. But no, look, for our little podcast and all this other. And I just really, man, it's a lot easier just to hold the phone and get going, man. I'm telling you. Either way, though, I appreciate it. Appreciate it, bro. And I have a better setup next time. I also got another 1-year-old that's an absolute monster. Right now, she is probably going to break out the crib. So, like I said, the only updates I have is we have the same sponsors. Shout out John Man's Performance, Joey Jew from Legacy. Let me see. Lost Creek Church, Pastor Brad Boatwright out there. Andrew Carroll, one of my best friends from Freedom Inc. He's actually going to be cornering me in my fight, right? And he's a member of Lost Creek Church. See how that worked out? Brad Lee, he's also going to be cornering me. Of course, Junior's going to corner me. And Explicit Attire. When you see the quality of our shirts and how it is, that's her. Let her know I got the hook up on that. And John Edge Pro. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of us that believe. There's a lot of them that believe in us, man. Do what? Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of people that believe in us, and coincidentally, every one of those people, I just got Andrew, ex-convict, right? Half those people at the church, ex-convict. All these people that I'm speaking of that are sponsors, they can sponsor me from a point of where I might be in the future, right? So it's a beautiful thing. Either way, catch us July 29th, Team Savage, Island Fight 73.
All right. Thank you for being on my show, JT Savage. I'll be seeing you again, and good luck in your fights this week coming up.
Yes,
Have a
sir.
good day, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
All right, guys. You heard from JT Savage. He's one of the gentleman fighters that I've known for a few years. He's actually taking that second chance, moving where he needs to go, wants to be. He pushes himself every day. It doesn't matter when, where, and how. He continues to succeed with what he does. If you guys want to sponsor him, message him. He needs a couple more sponsors to help him out. He's ready to go pro. So look him up, check out his videos, and go from there. And my last note here. Fighters, anybody out there, if you need help, need somebody to talk to, please reach out to somebody. There's somebody always available to help you out. If you're in that stress, depression, or you really need somebody, contact somebody and get that help. Don't do something stupid. Get the help. So thank you for watching the full broadcast, 24/7 Sports News, live interviews, and mania coverage. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good day.